Good morning, and it is a good morning here in Nerja on the south coast of Andalusia in Spain. Having a wonderful time here, but I got a question in about the process of developing a story and why we need a process. Who needs a process? Nobody writes using this process. It's not intuitive, it's not user-friendly. What are you doing to us, Dave? We just want to write. By writing, I feel all inspired. Let me go. Just want to write. So I thought, even though I'm having a bit of winter sunshine, I'd answer this question on the beach. I rather like doing this, actually. Might have to do it some more. And at the end of this, I'm going to take you over the hill, just over there behind me. I'm going to take you over that hill to another beach where a legend of our times, a wonderful woman, household name, who just died recently. So we'll go and pay our respects at a film location just over that hill where she made a film, and I'll show you some then and now images. I just love that stuff, location stuff, and we'll pay our little respects to this rather splendid lady. So see if you can guess who that is before we get to the end. She died a couple of weeks ago in February 2023. So to give you a quick answer, okay, why do we use a process? 3 big benefits to this process, okay? Number 1, it speeds you up. You get more efficient, more productive. When there are problems, you get good at identifying them, and you can fix them much more easily through this process, okay? They don't get so bedded in and difficult to identify and chisel out, okay? Number 2, it helps you with the early stages of development, okay? It's much more based on your imagination and your creativity, and capturing, harnessing your inspiration and making sure that it's driving everything you do. So it frees you from the rigidity of a pen and paper, where if you just dive in and start writing, you get bogged down very quickly in detail. So it abstracts us away from that, and we do a lot more good things in preparation. And what that means, the third benefit, is that when you get to the time when it's time to write, you are just so much more powerful as a writer, okay, because you've done all this preparation. A house is only as solid as its foundations, right? So we find that when we come to write the full draft, the preparation means that it's much closer to a complete full draft. It's much more intense and authoritative and beautifully written. You'll be amazed what you're capable of, actually. So 3 huge benefits to the process. Now, I know it's not intuitive. I know it's not how we start, okay? We start off, we get confidence from just writing. You know, we write, maybe you get published in a small way. Maybe you do blog posts. Maybe you write something at university. Whatever it might be, we do it by writing. You get stuck in a beginning, a middle and an end, and people love it. And you did it by writing and then rewriting, read it back, make some changes, read it again, rewrite, chuck the whole thing in the bin. Doesn't matter, because you can write it again, rewrite it in half a day, right? 3,000 words is easy. But when you come to escalate that to a full-length work, you think this is your process, right? You have a process, you just write, and people love it. But when it's 100,000 word novel, or a 2-hour screenplay or play, now that method isn't going to work, and you get tricked into using it. You just start with once upon a time and off you go. And when you get to the end, I've just discovered what my story's really about. The ending's fantastic, and I've got this big twist that I want to integrate now, so I've got to write it again. Okay, so you go back and do it again. You're very inspired, so it's not difficult. And then you get halfway through and you think, hold on a minute. What if she was a bloke? And then this opens up this possibility. I've got this whole subplot, and now you've got to integrate a subplot. So you've got a third rewrite, and you've got to manage this ripple effect. And then you're going to miss stuff out, so you've got to read it again, which is another rewrite, okay? And once you get up to 3, 4, 5 rewrites, you're bound to be doing that if you're going to have a quality product at the end. Once you get up to there, now you're talking about 500,000 words you've written. Okay, and you start to really struggle to keep track of your inspiration, and you know you can't see the wood for the trees. You can't remember what started you on this program. It's very painful trying to integrate change, and you start to lose creative energy. It becomes difficult, and we don't want that. So the process prevents that by, firstly, in the early stages, we don't write anything down. We just let our imagination fly. We go down every rabbit hole. We enjoy the creative process, we enjoy our inspiration, we see where it takes us, and all we do is make notes. Okay, you just make notes so that you don't forget things. And over time, those notes build into what we start to structure them into what's called a step outline. Okay, I'm going to show you what a step outline is a little later on. And when you finish that, when you keep on adjusting a step outline, if you've got something you need to change, it's easy. It's easy because it's just a paragraph for every step, every sequence or every chapter, whatever it might be you're doing, whatever works for you. It's just notes on that, no detail, no dialogue, no iconic scenes that you're going to struggle to get rid of. So if something has to go, it's easy, off it goes. If new things come in, try it out, why not? Doesn't matter, right? Accommodating change is now easy, and so you can try and just only keep the great stuff. Probably about 10% of what you do is solid gold, so keep the 10% until it's solid gold the whole way through. Okay, so once you've finished the step outline, oh my goodness, now you have a map for your whole story. Okay, it's all mapped out for you. You know exactly how it's going to go from beginning to end. So now what happens is you tuck yourself away, a cabin in the woods somewhere, come to a place like this is where I come to write, hide yourself away for a couple of weeks, somewhere beautiful, and drop yourself into your story world, right? You go there, you live there, you walk alongside your characters, you can smell them, you can touch their faces. It's just amazing. You can smell what they smell, you can feel what they feel, you can fear what they fear. You go through the drama with them in their story world. It's extraordinary. What an experience. You immerse yourself in that story world and you live it. You live the drama with your characters. And what that means is you write with such intensity, such authority. It's an incredible process. You go there. And when you come out the other end, it's like a genuine experience. Is it like more powerful than any real world holiday you ever had? You've been to that place and you lived it. And it's actually quite addictive. That's once you've done it once, you just cannot wait to get your next story to the point where you can have this experience again, because it's wonderful. Okay, so hopefully you can see that this process is going to be good. It's not intuitive. You have to get used to it, and you have to sort of compartmentalize the way you naturally do things. But it is still very natural, particularly in those early stages. It's very hard to teach because I'm saying to you at the beginning, just let your mind fly, okay? Just let your imagination go. Don't listen to anybody and just make notes, okay? Now, I've written a book about the step outline. I'm going to show you one anyway quite soon, but if you're anxious to get on and learn more, I've written a book. It's called, I made a short film called Bella, and the step outline for that is available to buy, and you can see my entire development process for Bella, and then you can watch the movie. Okay, so you can see Bella develop from nothing to a movie and read my entire story development process, my step outline, warts and all, in this book. So if you want to just crack on, that's there for you. Otherwise, as I say, we will be developing the step outline for Mayakin anyway, so we'll get there pretty soon, but the book's available should you want it. Okay, right, I'm going to take a walk over there now and see if we can find a film set from the 1960s for a rather wonderful lady. Let's go take a look. Okay, so here we are. This is called Calahonda Beach in Nerja in southern Spain. Absolutely glorious, beautiful day here. It's early March, it's just glorious. And it was right here 56 years ago in this very spot that a young lady by the name of Raquel Welch came dancing down these very steps in her heyday. There she is. How about that? Isn't that great? I think this is a shot from rehearsals because there's no image of her doing this move at this point in the film itself, which was, they were shooting a film called Fathom in 1967. There we go, then and now. It was a sort of attempt to cash in on the sort of James Bond type vibe, and she was a spy called Fathom. Closer shot. So let's take a look at the whole clip from Calahonda Beach. It's only short. That's actually a very young Richard Bryars driving that boat there. For those of us of a certain vintage, remember him, very fine actor. Here she comes. Whoa, all right, mate, calm down. Well, who can blame him, eh? Every man completely smashed in love with her, of course. And then off she goes onto the beach, which today, there we go, a few less fishing boats, but not that much has changed. So there you have it, Raquel Welch. I can feel her presence here today. And if she was here today, she'd say to you what you need to do if you want a successful life and if you want to be a top writer and to be considered beautiful by everyone on beaches like this around the world. What you've got to do is click subscribe below. That's what she's saying. That's what you've got to do. Raquel would love that. So out of love and respect for Raquel, I think it's only right that you click subscribe. She'd be very grateful, I'm sure. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope hope it's useful. And for the moment, until the next one, it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from Raquel. Ah, bless her.